Merry meet Virgo, Virgo sun sign, rising sign, and or moon sign. This is a 2-week reading for all Virgos starting today, the 23rd of January, 2025. This is Ariel, and today I'm reading with the Joie de Vivre Tarot by Paulina Cassidy, and I've already purified with this Agua de Colonia Concentrada by Alvarez Gomez. You can find links to purchase these products right in the video description of this video right here on YouTube. We are streaming live on YouTube, and moderating today are the lovely Shirley and the lovely Delene. Thank you so much, moderators. And thank you so much, Virgos and friends of Virgos, for joining us for this 2-week reading. Please make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Our shop can be gotten to by going to arielscornershop.com, arielscornershop.com. Just as a reminder also, I do not read with card reversals, and sometimes people that aren't used to seeing that get a little nervous because they think I might be making a mistake, but it's just how I prefer to read. This reading does go out to a lot of Virgos, so if for some reason it doesn't seem like it applies to you personally, no need to try to force things. Just disregard the reading. And you may want to check out instead the zodiacal readings for your other signs. And also we have a daily reading for all signs, plus a weekly pick-a-card reading that comes out every Sunday or Monday. So you can find the most recent of all the tarot streams right on our website, arielscorner.com. arielscorner.com. Just click on the free online tarot readings link in that main menu. You can also use the playlists right here on YouTube, on our YouTube channel as well, whichever is easiest for you to navigate. If you'd like to donate to this channel, you can do that by going to paypal.me/arielgatoga, paypal.me/arielgatoga, or if you're wanting to give right online here in the chat thread, you can use a super sticker or super chat. We do appreciate your support. All right, this is good. Let's get this show on the road, Ariel. Let's see what's in the cards for all you gorgeous Virgos. Starting off with a 5 of coins, followed by the King of Swords and the Ace of Cups. It looks like you've been having some money worries or money issues. Some of you it's not money, some of you it's health, some of you it's both. But it looks like things are trying to resolve, and this is becoming more and more in your rear view mirror. The problem with you, though, right now is you've got to let things go. You really do. You have to let things go. You especially want to make sure that this King of Swords is not something that you feel. Sometimes what happens with you, Virgo, is you're like, well, no, I don't want to be mean. So you just internalize it. And so then you're mean to yourself. And I think a lot of you are doing that. Now, some of you may actually be be doing the King of Swords thing, which is where you're just mean and a bully and you don't care. And a lot of times when we feel, for those of you that are going through this, because I can be that way. I'm a lot better than I used to be, but what happens is when we feel justified in our anger, our rage, if we have that righteous fury, somebody's been mistreating somebody or whatever, the ego uses it against us. Yes, you do need to stand up to that. Yes, you do have a right to be, angry about certain things, but the ego believes that this means that it gives you permission to go that extra mile, to where you just, don't care. You don't care about compassion. You don't care because it's the concept of the other. And it's okay to have the concept of the other if it's not it's socially acceptable to have the concept of the other be activated when the other person is bad, when the other person has quote bad, has displayed whatever bad tendencies, who they'll if everybody knew what they were really about, they'd be canceled, kind of thing. So it's okay for me to be mean to them because they're the other. They deserve it. But it's not. It's not. Now, this isn't for all of you. Like I said, many of you, this is not what's really this isn't what's happening, but you're doing it to yourself instead. You're saying, well, I can't be like that, so I'm going to, this is the ego. What it does, the ego doesn't care. If the King of Swords is up, it doesn't care whether that is going outward and you're justifying it, or whether it's going inward and you're doing it to yourself and justifying it. Right? Either way, it's wrong. That's not the right word. Either way, it's destructive to you. There's nothing good that comes out of the King of Swords. The King of Swords doesn't have a positive aspect. Some people will disagree with that, but that's just how they read the tarot. And in their interpretations, that might be the case. But in my tarot, the King of Swords doesn't have a positive aspect. It's the ego unleashed with no stopgaps, right? So you've got to be aware of this. Whether or not you're being mean to yourself or being mean to other people, it's up for you. And it's good news when it's up for you, because whatever is on the way up is on the way out. So whatever you've been going through, it's understandable how this would happen. But where you're headed is complete resolution. This Ace of Cups is all prosperity, is all forgiveness, is all kindness, is all resolution. Everything good. It's not even the polar opposite of the King of Swords. It's in a different dimension from the King of Swords. And it's also in a different dimension from this Five of Coins, which is all of those worries about health or money, which fuels the King of Swords. But you're going to see that as you give up your allegiance to that, or you give up your tendency toward that, whether it's being mean to yourself or mean to another person, you're going to recognize that that was masking the resolution that's already here right now. Because the ego doesn't want you to see that this is being resolved. The ego doesn't want you to see that happiness is not only a possibility, but a very long-term reality available to you. So just be aware of that whatever you're having go on in regards to whatever this King of Swords mean energy is, it's masking something that the ego doesn't want you to see, and that's joy. That is pure joy. Two of Coins. Well, of course, you're impatient. This was the impatience that you had about getting this resolved, whatever this was. King of Wands, I love that you have another king. This is a very positive king. This king, the King of Wands is your creativity, your adeptship, the things you're so good at. The King of Swords is the Kingdom of Swords is the only kingdom in the tarot that doesn't have open borders. Wands and cups and coins, they all work together. Swords doesn't work together, especially not the king. The Nine of Coins is your ability to get your needs met. So whatever this was, whatever these Five of Coins were, and what you were so impatient about, whether it's money or health or both, it's all being resolved. And you're going to be actually better off, it says here, than you were here. So not only it's as if there was a problem that needed a resolution, and when the resolution comes, it's not just healing the problem or fixing the problem. It's that and then some. And then some. So for many of you, it's financial. So it's not only just enough to pay the bill or whatever that was, but it's that and more, and to spare. And this Ace of Cups, your cup is overflowing with blessings, overflowing with prosperity on all levels. And prosperity does include finances, but it's not limited to them. Health of body, health of mind, peace, joy, self-expression, lots of self-expression, you really being wonderful at what you do and recognizing that and leaning into that. That's the antidote for the King of Swords here, is getting into what you love, getting into what you do well, letting things resolve themselves. As you release that King of Swords tendency, you'll recognize that the resolution was already there all the time, but that was your ego trying to put the brakes on this resolution because, that's what it does. That's what the King of Swords is, or the ego, excuse me, but the King of Swords is an expression of the sort of violent side of the ego, the cruel, mean, bully side of the ego. And the ego's not a thing. It's a habit. It's not an entity. It's not something to fear. It's a habit of thinking that is self-destructive in nature. And it's very clever. It's our own cleverness used against us. So when we retreat from that, when we pull back from that and don't respond to it, don't pay it any attention, that's the way to deal with the ego, is disregard it. And when you disregard the King of Swords, what happens is it has nothing to latch onto, and it just dissolves from your experience. And then you realize that was the only problem. All of these other problems have already been resolved, but you couldn't see it because you were kind of under that spell of that part of the ego. So disregard any tendency to be mean to yourself, to be mean to other people, to be cynical, to look at your world with anything other than love and compassion. And you'll recognize that when you do that, that the resolution that you've been wanting and been so impatient about, is already here. And it's a lot better than you thought it was going to be. It's a lot better than you had expected or wanted or prayed for. This Nine of Coins is pure satisfaction and then some. And it's the 9 is a lunar card, so it's a magnetic card. Think about how the moon pulls the tides. Well, that's you pulling the tides of your wealth where they need to go. And you're very, very magnetic right now. And you're very, very prosperous right now. And if you allow yourself to just let this ego mind, King of Swords, mean thing dissolve, you're going to recognize that you were missing out on a lot. And you're not going to do that anymore. Because you don't want to miss out on your prosperity. You don't want to miss out on this resolution. Right? And you don't want to live in the past. Yeah, it was bad. But the King of Swords just wants you to focus on how bad it was. And it wants you to believe it's still that way. But it's not. It's not. Things are in the process of resolving, and they're resolving in a way that you are going to just love. And you're going to laugh at it when you look back and think, wow, I was really upset. And I had no idea things were going to work out so well for me. Right? So, and I don't want you to feel bad for having an ego, Virgo. We all have that. Everybody goes through the King of Swords. We all do, over and over and over again. It's part of being a human being. So it's not that there's anything wrong with you. There's a lot right with you, but the King of Swords doesn't want you to notice that. That's the whole point of this, is that it doesn't want you to focus on what's working, because if you focus on what's working, it's not doing what it considers to be its job, and that's self-destruction. So thanks but no thanks on the King of Swords, and yes to all of this beautiful resolution and prosperity. You're going to do great. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today, and thank you so very much to the amazing moderators, Shirley and Delene. We'll see everybody, we'll see all you Virgos for another reading in 2 weeks. Until then, blessed be.